think it's controlling a universe in a glass box, which you're responsible for, and seeing it thrive is a reflection on you. Hi, I'm Tai Strietman. I'm an aquarist and I'm a freshwater biologist. Got lots of experience working in Brazil and in other places around the world, and I am mad about fish and fish keeping. So I've been in Brazil for almost 3 years until late December, did a master's in animal biology out there, and was working with freshwater fishes in the Pantanal wetlands, which are these giant swamps out there. But I've got experience in the Amazon and in aquatic habitats in Philippines, Costa Rica, Australia, so fair few places.
And you've got your own YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel, it's Biotope, and I put up footage from habitats out in the wild and also some of the tanks that I set up.
Cool. And I can see a tank here. Can you tell us about this tank and why it's there?
So this tank is the first tank that's been set up for a book that I am producing, developing with George Farmer, with yourself, and it is a book with many displays showcasing habitats from around the world, and I think it's going to be quite exciting because it's merging the camps of biotopes and aquascapes. So you can expect to see at least 50 aquascapes in the book, potentially 60. We're working through this over the next 18 months, and we've just set up the first few. So we'll keep people updated as we go, but it's a big project. So the book in summary is basically celebrating the habitats that are out there, showcasing how you can recreate those habitats in your home, and showing all the wonderful different species that we can keep and how best to keep them. Not just to do it in a practical sense, but also to make it something beautiful. I'm hoping that the book will inspire people to set up a slice of the Amazon or the Congo in their homes, and that in turn will also be a bit of a voice for conservation. They may become more interested in those habitats, the threats they face. They may be interested in how they can go about contributing to preserving them. But most of all, I just want them to fall in love with the fish and the environments that we are recreating. So George and I have known each other for a couple of years now. We've always been in the same sort of circles. And initially I had this book idea in my head, and I reached out to George because George represents Tropica, which is a Danish plant producer, and hoped that he might be able to get them on board. And George asked if he could be more involved, and I was very, very happy about that. And so now we are partners on this enterprise. George comes very much with an aquascaper's eye and an eye for detail. I'm all about the chaos of the natural environments. And when you combine that, I think you get something pretty special. And we get along quite well, so it's a good working relationship.
What is the format of creating the scapes? How are you doing it?
Okay, so first I sketch out ideas based on habitats that I research and talk to people out in the field and look at literature and see what I could do, and also cross-reference that with what fish and plants are available to most hobbyists. Yeah. And then I've got 3 tanks set up on the go, and we set them up with step-by-step photos. We have a final photo with fish and plants and everything in after it's been running, and then we turn over, do the next 3, and we'll be working through these sets of tanks featuring habitats from all over the world.
You've got contacts from these habitats, have you?
Yes. So, for example, there's Thomas Minesi, who's in Congo. He's been sending out photos of fish and habitats and information to me. Russell Brian Tate, who's also in West Africa and Angola, regularly sends me pictures, images, videos, tells me the sorts of things he's looking at. And this is how I'm getting a lot of my information, from people out in the field. There's already people in Mexico and in Brazil who are sending me information. So a lot of the tanks are going to be based on the experiences and expertise of people who are out there in those habitats. I will be including habitat photos from the locations, either some of my own or that are being contributed by contacts out in the field. So the book will be a how-to, step-by-step practical guide, but it will also have a slightly deeper element. There'll be quite a lot of information about the habitats, about the fish that are being used, about the conservation elements, so the threats that face those habitats. The idea is that people can use it as a manual to recreate a stream from the Amazon basin, but it could also just be a general guide to freshwater fish and freshwater habitats, particularly species and places that we see represented in the hobby. We are setting up tanks between now, summer 2021, and early 2023. The book will then go into development phase beyond that, and look to be launched for Christmas 2023, by which time it should be on the shelves and hopefully people will be eager to buy it. The book publisher is Skyhorse Publishing, based in the States. They published George Farmer's Aquascaping book, and I'm very pleased that they've taken on this project as well. So throughout the development period, we will be releasing sneak previews, updates, information, interviews, shots of fish and bits of the tanks. We're trying to keep as much and as close to our chest as possible until the book is launched. However, we'll be making sure that people get a sense of what's being developed, what's going on, what they might be able to expect from the book. The project's been made possible by a host of fantastic sponsors, both individuals and businesses. A list of them is available here and links to them in the video description. I want to give a special thanks to Dave from Aquarium Gardens, who has been fundamental in getting this project off the ground, and has been involved in setting up the first scapes, which is probably why they look so amazing. And I'm really, really grateful to him and all the sponsors who've believed in us and gone, yeah, we'll help you, let's make this happen.